Great song.
Thank you.
Brett, tell me about writing that track about San Francisco, and it's a love letter to the city here and to the Bay.
Yeah, well, I wrote that song in, I think it's 2008, probably. And it was actually a really great time for me as an artist in 2008. I was in a very prolific spell of abundance. I was writing all the time. And I had the meat of that song for a long time because I always loved San Francisco. I grew up really close to here, and I always wanted to write an ode to it, but I never knew how to pull it off. I didn't know, like, there's been some great tributes to the city, but I didn't know how I was going to be able to do it. And at the time, I was living in Southern California, and I was dating somebody. We're not together anymore, but something came up, like a fight or something, and there was talk of moving, and what am I going to do if we break up? I'm going to leave, and I'm going to move to San Francisco. Then it kind of gave the song context. It made it so it's not just a song about a city. It gave it some emotional context.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell me about working on a new album, Por
Okay.
Favor.
Sure.
So with this record in particular, did you write a lot of this stuff at home, or did you write it while you were on the road? Because you live in Venice now.
I
know
do.
you grew up around here, but you live in Venice.
But where I wrote this album, I still live part-time up in the mountains. If you go due east,
Yeah.
there's a town up there, Pinecrest. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've made your way up there yet since
Not
you've been
yet, but
living
it
out
sounds-
here. But
You have to.
there's an area, Pinecrest, Strawberry, and I have a little place up there where I've been going to. Well, I've been going there all my life, but since I've had the house, it's one of the few places I can really write. And I love going there to write because I love being in the mountains. But there's a solitude up there that really allows me to focus. So all the songs for this record were written up there, but they were recorded in Nashville.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to ask you too. We talked earlier on the radio earlier this morning about how you were homeschooled, right? So, which was cool, but your parents, of course, that was the thing. They really wanted you to be a free spirit and encouraged you to be an artist.
Yes.
But and I want to talk to you about this place called that I read about called Camp Jack Hazard.
Okay.
That you've actually somewhere that you and your brother or sister, I think, attended and went there. Tell everybody about that, because I know that you've done a lot of things, for them since you attended as a young guy.
Well, it was a big part of my childhood because, like you said, I was homeschooled for a while, and especially in those early years, I didn't have a lot of social interaction. And summer camp was a place where I made a lot of friends that became lifelong friends, but my parents were really into the outdoors. But going to a summer camp for so many years really instilled a lifelong relationship with nature, and I still obviously seek it to as a source of inspiration, but just as recreation too. So I've always felt like a really strong connection to the mountains because that's where this summer camp was. But not only that, and not only the friendship, but it really helped to shape me musically because music was a big part of the camp. Every night there's campfire, and songs around the campfire were often Joni Mitchell and James Taylor and Neil Young and all the great California
stuff.
folk
Absolutely.
music. So, and I think that's what I try to emulate now when I write.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know when you told me that you used to be in, as a kid, you're coming up, you're in punk bands, and you were obviously a fan of local bands here like Green Day and Rancid. And then kind of found your voice.
Yeah,
through
I
the folk
found my
thing.
voice through the acoustic guitar and writing songs in the tradition of the singer-songwriter. That's home for me.
And it was probably, and still too, your parents probably were playing a lot of it when you were a kid growing up, right?
Absolutely were, yeah.
Which is very cool. All right, so Brett, would you do a couple more songs for us?
I would
from the
love
new
to.
album?
Yeah.
Or, at least one from the new album. It's whatever you want to play, but we'd love you
I'll
to
do
two
another
more.
one for the new album, and then I'll do one more old song.
Okay,
How about
sounds
that?
great. That sounds perfect. Brett Dennen, everybody. Let's hear it.
Thank you.